Good day and welcome to our short video unboxing and review of the Kyvol e31. Now, the robot vacuum, by the way. Now, there's an E30, and the E30 is the same thing, but it doesn't have the mop. I can tell you from experience that the mopping things on these are pretty weak anyway, so we're going to get to opening this up in less than 30 seconds. But let's go over a couple of things. Who is Kyvol? They're a new company. They're out of Shenzhen, China, I believe, opened in 2019. Oh, by the way, this video is not paid for, it's not sponsored, it's just me going over it. And why did I buy this one in particular? Well, I had a Bob Sweep Pet Hair Plus, which worked great, but it's getting pretty old. And so I changed it for this one because one, this is a lot thinner than the Bob Sweep. And I didn't have any problems with my furniture, but I did have problems with one piece of cabinetry that was getting stuck, the Bob Sweep. So that was one thing to make it thinner. Another thing this has is, and this was a nice thing for me, was integration with Google Home and Alexa. And I do have Google Home, I use it a fair amount, and yeah, it would be nice to just say, you know, go clean, as well as the app and all the other stuff. Okay, let's get to it. First thing we'll do is show you the box in case there's something on here you actually care about, which I doubt very much. This is all of the usual things like collision avoidance, edge detection, you know, so on and so forth. So, and I think they pretty much all do these days, except for some of the older models from some of the older companies. All right, let's just go through here. One of the things that you'll see is that it has a very high suction rating. Manuals, don't care. Vacuum, that is nice and thin. That I do care about. Cleaner, sweepers, there's a couple of them in here, I'm only going to pull one out. Charger for the charging base, and that's something else. A lot of the low-end robot vacuums do not have charging bases like this. And that gets the pricing. So this unit in Canada was $400, but it was on sale at Best Buy for $200, actually $180, which is what I paid. And in the States, I found that it was $150 US. I'll put those prices up right here. And as you can see, the sale price is fictional. The price, according to Microsoft Edge, is stable. In other words, this price is what the price is. So don't get caught into thinking it's some fantastic, great discount. It's not. It's usually about that kind of price. Mopping unit, not interested. In fact, I'm not even going to take it out. Remote control, fine. Magnetic strip. Why would you need a magnetic strip? Well, you can put this to avoid things that you really find delicate. So if you had, you know, a Ming vase or something, yeah, this is where you can put it around. It's going to be a pain. I'm never going to use it. I'm not going to take it out. Air filter, goodie. Spare, mop. And oh, look, they even included crappy batteries for the remote control. Okay, let's get to it. Step 1, charge the battery before first use. Step 2, turn it on. Hey, so I put this spinner on, or side brush as you want to call it, push on, and it is firm. You really got to pop it down hard. There it is. And to pull it out, you just, if you need to replace it, you just grab the bristles on two sides and pull it out. It's not very comfortable the first time you do it because you think you're going to damage it. And one of the things I noticed immediately is how small this roller is compared to my Bob Sweep. My Bob Sweep had a much larger roller. Now, I don't really care because I think this is a lot faster than my Bob Sweep. And the smaller roller is probably going to do a better job because it's probably going to get more suction. Just so you can pull that cover off, get to the roller if you do need to change it. And here are the touch points for the charging dock. Let the electricity charge the battery. And you can see on the left highlighted a few things, including some of the sensors, including there's a gyroscope and some other bits and pieces that you might want to take note of, that you might want to clean off if they get cluttered. Okay, so it wouldn't start charging until I pulled the sticker off. Interesting. Oh, this remote's pretty cool. It has a little LCD screen there. It's black and white, but still pretty cool. So you can see the Wi-Fi light is flashing, which means it's in pairing mode. It's ready to go. So let's set it up on the app while we wait to see how long this thing takes to charge. Okay, so it's a few days later, and we've got the Kyvol e31 fully charged. You can tell it's fully charged because the two lights here are both blue. That's the two lights that are on the device itself. And in the interim, we have set up the mobile app. If you're interested in using the mobile app, and I think it's well worthwhile doing, take a look at the link that we'll put in the top right-hand corner. So that'll show you how to set it up, not just the app, but also how to tie it into Alexa or Google Home. Like any vacuum, you need to get rid of anything that's loose on the floor. So cardboard, probably not a good idea. You also want to get rid of any cables, or if you can put chairs up, standard vacuuming stuff, that's great. You don't have to though. This will go around them. It has detection. It will not bump up against them hard. It'll keep it nice and easy. Okay, so we're going to set this loose, and we're going to show you how it works on a number of different surfaces. It's going on. I can just press the start button here, but it won't work. Why? Because I've never used this before, and I haven't turned the main start button on. So there it is. Now it's on, and I can just leave it in the dock if I want, and I can press the start button. And there it goes. This is the surface that my bob sweep would sometimes get stuck under because it was taller than this. Let's see how this one handles it. Kyvol e31. No problem, of course, because it's going right under. See, the sunlight seems to confuse it a bit. That bright sunspot. Let's see how it does on these large foam rubber mats. No problem. My bob sweep would not do this. My bob sweep would not go over top of that. So that's good, I don't have to move those. Now I'm going to, because I want it to get some of the crudleys like that. Let's see what happens when it's partially on it. No problem at all. My bob sweep just would not do this. So that is great. Let's try some other surfaces. My bob sweep used to work just fine on, but it would really chew up the battery, and it would sometimes just get stuck on it. Let's see what this does. Right up there, no problem. So I've just pressed charge on the remote control. Actually, I did it on the app. Now I have moved this, picked this device up and moved it several times, so it has no idea where it is. Its mapping will be completely wrong. So let's see what system it's using to find the base. My guess is it's using some sort of high-pitched frequency that we can't hear, humans can't hear, to hone in on the charging base. My bob sweep would go back to its charging base maybe 1 in 10 times. This thing, clearly no problem at all. Look at that. Amazing. All right, so let's see what we can do with Google Voice Control with Google Home. Okay, Google, turn ROBOVAC on. There it goes. Okay, Google, turn ROBOVAC off. All right, so after a couple of days of using this, it looks pretty good. But let's see how much it's actually collected. I haven't looked, I don't know. So just pull it out. I'm pretty happy with that. So what do we think overall? Well, for $200 Canadian, 150 US, pretty darn good. We have used $80 devices before, $80 ROBOVACs, and yeah, they're just not great. Most of them don't have a charging base, for instance, and I don't want to have to race after this thing and try to find it and then try to plug it in. That's just a pain. What I want is for it to go back and charge itself. This is also large enough. You could let it go, if you had a smaller place, you could probably let it go twice. There are systems that will empty these into a larger container, but I personally don't see the point of that. They cost a lot of money, there's moving parts, there's complexity. I don't understand why you'd want it. Just, empty this out. How hard is that? The battery looks to be pretty good as well. This says that you should get at least 100 minutes out of it. That's a long freaking time. I would never run this thing 2 hours. I would send it back to its base. Now, if you do have problems, there are a few things to think of. And instead of going through the manual, they put the common sense stuff, whoops, right there. So I could read this to you about, you know, what to look for, but I'm not going to bother. You can read it if there's anything you need to care about, you know, what the flashing lights mean, so on and so forth. And remember, this is completely unpaid. We have nothing to do with Kyvol. We have no benefit. They didn't give this to us. I paid for it, full price. Hey, if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate that. Also, subscribe's great. If you have any question or a comment, put it in the comment section below. Either we'll get back to you or you, somebody else will, because, you know, on YouTube, somebody always has an opinion. You can always get a hold of us directly at www.urtech.ca. That's www.urtech.ca. Thanks and have a great day. Bye-bye.